Imagine this. The gates of Windsor Castle swing open, and from the very first step into the Grand Hall, light explodes in every direction. Chandeliers sparkle above, polished marble glows beneath, and yet all of it pales compared to what truly blinds the eye, an ocean of diamonds, sapphires, pearls and gold, glittering from crowns, necklaces and tiaras worn by royalty. On the evening of September 17th, Windsor Castle was transformed into something resembling a dream. Not merely a banquet, not merely an official state gathering, this was a parade of history itself, told through jewels. Every tiara, every necklace carried with it the memory of queens, princesses, and empires gone by. And on that night, these treasures were no longer locked away in the vaults of the crown jewels. They were alive, glowing on the heads and necks of the royal family. Let us begin with Queen Camilla, who stepped into the banquet in a gown of deep sapphire blue. The dress alone was a spectacle, but it was what crowned her that made history whisper. Upon her head sat the Belgian sapphire tiara, an heirloom sparkling with diamonds and deep blue stones that seemed to drink in the light and send it back as fire. This tiara, once an elaborate necklace belonging to Princess Louise of Belgium, was later acquired by Queen Elizabeth II. In the 1960s, the necklace was transformed into the tiara we see today, a piece worn by Elizabeth at countless grand occasions. And now, reborn, it lives again with Queen Camilla. It is no small detail that this tiara was the first of Elizabeth II's tiaras Camilla chose to wear after Charles ascended the throne. Its debut on her head in 2022, during a state banquet honouring South Africa, was more than fashion. It was a symbolic passing of light, a continuation of Elizabeth's presence through jewels that outlived the hands that first wore them. Since then, Camilla has donned it multiple times, making it one of her signature pieces as queen. But her ensemble did not stop there. Resting around her neck was the diamond festoon necklace, a Cartier masterpiece inherited from Lady Greville. Though it was originally designed as a 5-strand necklace, Camilla often prefers to wear 3 strands, allowing each diamond to breathe, each stone to stand out in brilliance. This was not just any jewel, it had once been a favourite of the Queen Mother herself, and now it has become inseparable from Camilla's most glamorous appearances. And of course, no queen would stop at necklace and tiara alone. On her ears, Camilla wore diamond earrings from her personal collection, stones shaped like teardrops of frozen light, gems she has favoured ever since 2005. On her wrists, she balanced history again, 3 bracelets believed to have belonged to the Queen Mother, part of a set of 5 designed by Cartier in the roaring Art Deco age. That night, she chose 2 pure diamond bracelets and 1 with sapphires, a decision that tied the whole look together with breathtaking harmony. And then came the Prince and Princess of Wales. All eyes turned as Catherine entered the room. Her gown, woven with golden lace and silk by the British designer Philippa Lepley, seemed less like a dress and more like the surface of the sun captured in fabric. But the true crown of her evening was none other than the legendary lover's knot tiara. This tiara has a story filled with family, tradition and memory. Created in 1913 for Queen Mary, it was inspired by an earlier tiara she had admired, one that had belonged to her grandmother, the Duchess of Cambridge. Crafted by the jewellery house Garrard, the tiara sparkled with diamonds and pearls arranged in delicate lovers' knots. For years, it was worn by Queen Elizabeth II herself, then later loaned to Princess Diana, who made it one of her most iconic pieces. After Diana's passing, it was locked away, hidden from view, until Catherine, then Duchess of Cambridge, brought it back to life in 2015. Since then, it has become her signature, just as it once was Diana's. On this Windsor night, Catherine paired the tiara with diamond drop earrings that had once belonged to Queen Elizabeth II. She first wore them in 2017, and since then, they've remained a personal favourite. And so, with golden gown, tiara of history, and diamonds of Elizabeth herself, Catherine shone like a bridge between the monarchy's past and its future. If Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine brought the fire of diamonds and sapphires into the room, then Princess Anne carried something altogether different, a quiet authority sharpened by her jewel of choice. She appeared in a vintage evening jacket and skirt, garments she has worn before, because Anne has never been one for fleeting fashion. She is known for wearing clothes not once, not twice, but for decades, almost as if to remind the world that elegance is not about novelty, but about endurance. Yet on this night, her jewellery told another story. On her head rested the aquamarine pine flower tiara, a piece that radiated the colour of frozen seas. This tiara was originally a gift from King George VI to his wife, later known as the Queen Mother. Its stones, cool, pale aquamarines framed by diamonds, were purchased from Cartier, a house forever linked with royal brilliance. When the tiara passed to Anne, she had it restored, even reshaping its central element into a brooch, making the piece her own while preserving its lineage. For months, the tiara had been away from public eyes, displayed in London's Victoria and Albert Museum as part of a Cartier exhibition. But for this one evening, it left its glass case and returned to the living, breathing world, gracing the Princess Royale as she sat beneath the high ceilings of Windsor. Anne's ensemble was completed with matching aquamarine earrings, a brooch and a necklace, making her look less like a princess from the past and more like a queen of winter, carved from ice and light. At her side was Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence, her husband, honoured this year with the Royal Victorian Order. Their presence added a note of stability to the glittering drama of the night. And then came the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester. While their titles may not shine with the same global recognition as Charles, Camilla or Catherine, the Gloucesters are guardians of tradition, carrying with them jewels rarely seen in public. On this evening, Birgitta, Duchess of Gloucester, appeared in a gown of deep royal blue. Across her chest fell the ribbon of the Order of the Garter, and pinned upon her were stars of both the Garter and the Royal Victorian Order. Around her neck, the royal family orders of both Elizabeth II and Charles III glimmered with miniature portraits framed in diamonds. But it was her tiara that drew every gaze, the honeysuckle tiara of Queen Mary. Built around a central diamond element shaped like a flower, it is one of the most delicate yet regal designs in the royal vaults. Birgitta paired it with a diamond necklace whose pendant mirrored the shape of a blooming blossom, as though her entire appearance had been curated around the theme of eternal spring. Her wrists were layered with bracelets of pearls and diamonds, and diamond hair clips completed the ensemble, lifting her entire look into something ethereal. And so the Hall of Windsor Castle shimmered like never before. It was not merely a banquet, it was a gallery, a living museum of royal jewels, except that each piece was more than stone and metal. Every tiara carried whispers of Princess Louise of Belgium, of Queen Mary, of Diana, of Elizabeth II. Every necklace was not just a decoration, but a reminder that these jewels have seen wars, weddings, funerals, and coronations. They have been present at moments when history itself trembled. As the evening unfolded, one might ask, why do these jewels matter so much? They are, after all, objects, stones cut and set in gold and platinum. But listen closely to their story, and you realize they are symbols, bridges that link monarchs across centuries. When Camilla wears Elizabeth's tiara or Catherine wears Diana's, it is not just adornment, it is continuity. It is monarchy telling the world, we endure. We shine on by the end of the night. As the last glasses of champagne were raised and the final toasts were spoken, Windsor Castle had witnessed something beyond protocol. It had witnessed the resurrection of memory, the mingling of past and present in jewels that do not fade. To see them glitter was to see not just beauty, but history itself, reborn in light.